Hey everybody, it's Jack and you're back in the Fuzz Zone. This time we have a nice old Gibson Archtop. It's from 1921. This one's mine. It's a beautiful guitar. I got it back in 1988 on 48th Street, Manhattan, from 48th Street Guitars. They were a great place, especially when I was a kid, because they just had so many. That whole block was great because it just had so many great music stores on it at the time, and you never didn't know who was going to actually come out. One time I saw Jeff Beck just come right out of Manny's when I was standing there on 48th Street. It was really cool. It's a long time ago. And 48th Street Guitars used to have a whole bunch of used guitars, and this was one of them. I fell in love with it. You recall I showed you my friend Marvin's Archtop from the 30s. This is from 1921. There's the Gibson headstock. Very small frets they used. Ebony fretboard. And this Archtop does not have F-holes. This has a sound hole in the middle. There's the bridge with the arch. It's carved into an arch, really nice. The whole guitar is original. Nothing's been changed on it. The only thing that's missing is, if you notice, the binding on the side of the neck. I get around to this side, I can show you. You can see the white binding there with the fret positioners. Over here it's gone. It broke off down around this piece where the two posts are that used to join the tortoiseshell pickguard that was on this guitar. That's no longer on it as well. So that's gone, which is not unusual. It's hard to see or hard to come by one of these today with the actual tortoiseshell pickguard. Like my mandolin that I showed you in a previous Fuzz Zone episode. In fact, I'm going to bring the mandolin out and put it side by side with this guitar so you can see the similarities. It's a beautiful, beautiful mandolin, and they were made right around the same time. So the craftsmanship is the same. Even the color is like identical. Get a good look at the headstock again. Someone's weed whacking and cutting their lawn back here. We've had a lot of rain on the island, so it finally stopped and everybody's out doing gardening, but I wanted to take the guitar outside today and show it to you. It's really nice to see it out in the sunlight. Okay, here's the back of the headstock. The tuners are original. There's the neck, a lot of wear on it, but that is a very big, chunky V-shaped neck. Marvin's was a V-shaped neck too, but not quite as big as this, and this is a shorter scale. This guitar was really meant to be finger-picked, not strummed so much, and it has a very articulate sound when you finger-pick it. I don't know if you can see how deep that arch is right in here. Actually, really cuts in. And the face of the guitar, I'm going to turn it around again and show you the soundboard again, and that also has quite a big arch to it. A lot of craftsmanship went into these guitars. It's not the prettiest guitar in the world, but it really does sound great, and we use it a lot in the studio. It's a nice contrast to the Gibsons, the newer Gibsons like the J200 and the Taylor that we have here. This guitar has a distinct sound to it that we like to use. Let's see if I can get down low and just show you how nice that the back of the body is. I'm going to go grab the mandolin and put them side by side so we could see the similarities of the two. Okay, here are the two side by side. You can really see that they were made around the same time. The color is identical. And I'm going to show you that nice arch. You can see how big that arch is. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can see it now. See the way it comes up. And the action on the guitar. In spite of its big neck, it is a little uncomfortable to play, but because the action is so perfect on it, and it has those fine frets, it's really not that bad. You can see how close the strings are to the board, and there's no buzzing. I set it up, and it's I really like the way I set it up. Plays really well. Neck is great. The woods were fantastic back then. Let's get over to this. Now here you see again, this mandolin has the original tortoiseshell pickguard, and there's a clamp that actually hugs the body. There are no holes drilled into the body to fasten this end of the pickguard to the body. They use a clamp. And over here there are two posts that are inside the fretboard itself that stick out, and the pickguard is attached to that, then brought down into here, and it's attached to the body, which is the way it was on this guitar. There were no holes in this guitar either. That had a similar clamp on it. The tortoiseshell pickguard was attached there, and up here it joined the body right with those, let me get back like that, right with those two posts, right where the binding broke. Very brittle, the binding, but all the rest of it's intact on this guitar. And that's where it broke, and it went all the way up. The original nut is on the guitar. Metal truss rod cover. There is a rod in here, although the neck's so big you wouldn't even think you'd need it. There's the spaghetti logo. Over here there is no logo on this. headstock. And if we go in here, and I don't know if you can see the serial number again, but if I can read it to you, this serial number here is 73526, putting this mandolin around 1923 or so, 22, 23. And so, let's just see, this is the same color paper tag that they have in here. Same color here, just in more of a larger oval shape because it's a guitar. The serial numbers are written in pencil, which is really wild. You don't see any stampings like you do today, so someone physically just in pencil wrote this number down. And this number is 71925, so it's a smaller number. The other one was 73526, this is 71925. That would put this guitar around 1920, 1921 roughly. So they were made at the same time, same factory. Who knows, maybe even by the same guy. But there they are, two of them side by side. Beautiful example of early 1920s Gibson craftsmanship.